Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fallout 76 One Wasteland Weapon Spotlight. In fact, this is the last One Wasteland Weapon Spotlight. Assuming, of course, that Steel Dawn releases on time. Not that I'm going to stop doing these weapon videos, but going forward, I'm just going to call them Weapon Spotlights and title the videos and thumbnails based on the sort of era that the game is in. That next era is, of course, Steel Dawn. That should help people differentiate between older and newer videos and maybe provide a little context as to why things might perform differently than they might way down the line. Remember, if you don't want to miss out on all the Fallout 76 content I upload every week on the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. There's always a lot more on the way. Alright, today we'll be looking at an Executioner's laser pistol with limb damage and extra perception. And we'll be doing it again on my high-intelligence stealth guerrilla. Of course, a laser pistol can't be suppressed, so there won't be a ton of stealth going on, but we'll work with what we've got. I ran an Executioner's radium rifle a while back that was also unsuppressed on a stealth character, and it did pretty well, so it'll be interesting to see how an energy pistol with a similar effect can perform. As always, we'll start out by looking at the weapon and my build. If you want to just jump straight into the action, I've included timestamps to make that easier, but if you want all the background info, let's talk about the setup for a few minutes, and we'll start with the weapon itself. The weapon in question is, of course, an Executioner's laser pistol, which we've put a few mods on. But first, the legendary effects, we've got plus 50% limb damage, of course, Executioners, more damage, 50% more damage when our target is below 40% health, and plus 1 perception. So the limb damage, I don't think is going to do a whole lot for us here today, but I guess it could. Extra perception will help a little bit with VATS accuracy, but it's not going to make a huge difference for anything. Really what we're looking at here is Executioners. This is a weapon where we know that it's not super powerful, so we're going to have to hit things a lot, and hopefully the extra power on the back end will make it a little more efficient than it normally would be. We've got a snappy capacitor that's going to give us a little bit better fire rate. True grip and true automatic barrel will help us with some accuracy and hipfire accuracy and recoil, if I remember correctly, although I'll be the first to say I'm not an expert on the laser weapon mods. And then we've got a reflex sight and a beam focuser, which also helps with accuracy. If this were an explosive legacy laser, then you would want to do the beam splitter to get more explosions, but this is not a legacy weapon, so we want to be accurate, we want to do more damage with one shot. That's our goal here. Let's take a look at mutations. So this is essentially the same build that I ran in the quad explosive pipe pistol video, though we will make a few modifications to the perks for this one. Adrenal reaction is going to give us more damage at low health. Now, this, however, is not a low health run. We're not going to go in at low health, but we will rely on adrenal reaction to maybe pull us out of the fire a little bit if we get into trouble. Bird bones and marsupial will help us jump higher and land softer. Bird bones also gives us extra agility, which is good. That helps keep us sneaky and it gives us more AP. Carnivore gives us better benefits when we eat meat. Eagle eyes for more perception and more critical damage, which again, important with this one. Pistol build, going to be really relying on criticals. Egghead for more intelligence, which equals more XP. This is my high intelligence build. That's really what it's for, so we're probably forgoing a little bit of damage to trade off for that. Healing factor so we can heal up in between fights. Scaly skin for some extra damage and energy resistance, and speed demon so we can move faster. So really, pretty standard stuff here. If you're running most endgame rifle or pistol builds, you'll probably be running something pretty similar to this. Now we'll take a look at legendary perks. We start off with Ammo Factory, which lets us produce more ammo. It's pretty straightforward. I like making lots of bullets very efficiently. Follow through is going to let us make our targets take more damage after a ranged sneak attack. Not going to be super useful today, but normally that is very useful on this build. The next one is Legendary Luck. That lets us take extra points in luck so we can have more VATS critical perks. We've got Legendary Perception, so again, better VATS accuracy and more perks there. Endurance, there's a few extras that I wanted to take in there, so we've got that. And then we wrap it up with legendary charisma, again, for more charisma perks. Pretty straightforward stuff. Let's take a look at the special build and the regular perk card setup for today. All right, we can start off with 2 in strength. We've got Bandolier to keep our ammo weight down. Pretty straightforward there. Strength is kind of a dump stat for a build like this. Perception's at 6. We've got Tank Killer because that now does apply to pistols. Crack Shot, which is going to give us a little more accuracy when we're aiming down sights in a pistol, which today we're not really going to do a whole lot of. Concentrated Fire lets us target limbs and vats. Glow Sight for a little extra damage against glowing enemies. If I had some more levels to burn, I'd probably max that out and take out Crack Shot, because I honestly just don't really use Crack Shot all that often. But it's what we're working with today. Under Endurance, we've got Fireproof for a little bit of explosive damage. Eventually, that'll get ranked up some more. Radical for extra strength when we're at low health with high rads. We're not doing that today, so we're not relying on that, but normally I do, so that's there. Revenant is a good one to have if we get revived by someone. We get a nice big damage boost from that. Again, not really going to play a role today. Under Charisma, we've got Lone Wanderer maxed out, which does suit us well for today. It'll give us a little extra AP refresh and help us avoid some damage. And then we've got 3 points in Tenderizer, which is going to help our targets take more damage after we attack them. In Intelligence, this is where the compromise kind of kicks in on this build. This build is made to generate lots of XP so we can hit that weekly repeatable score challenge for each season. So it's not really all about damage, although we do pretty decent damage with it most of the time. We've got Nerd Rage to help us out at low health. Again, not going low health today, so not really doing a whole lot for us there unless we take a whole bunch of hits. Demolition Expert is there. Again, not an explosive weapon, not really doing much for us today. Batteries included does help us keep our energy ammo weight down. Scrapper for more scrap when we scrap things, and Gunsmith to help our weapons last longer. So here today, most of these intelligence perks aren't doing a lot for us other than generating XP for this character, which is what it's really built for. Under Agility, we've got a little bit of a mishmash of things here. We've got Guerrilla, Expert Guerrilla, and Master Guerrilla. Not totally maxed out. You can see that because honestly, those last 2 points in Expert Guerrilla, they don't really make that much of a difference in damage, but being able to max out Adrenaline, that does make a difference. Having extra AP refresh with Action Girl because we're not low health, where we normally have lots of AP. So all of those are pretty useful today. Under normal circumstances, I would have at least 1 rank of Sneak in there. I would have Covert Operative for better sneak attacks. But in this case, we're not really going to be able to take advantage of a whole lot of stealth with this build. Or I should say with this weapon, because you can't suppress it. So once we take a few shots on something, especially in close quarters, we're not going to get to hold on to those stealth benefits anyway. So it's better to take a little more damage and a little more AP refresh. I still have Escape Artist on, so if we get into trouble, we can run away and get into caution or hidden status, so we can get away from a mob that's on top of us, but that's really about all that's for. Under Luck, we've got Bloody Mess for extra damage. We've got Psychopath, better criticals, 4-leaf clover, critical savvy, kind of just a hodgepodge of perks that'll help us do more criticals. They'll help us get more criticals. And I know that there are things I can do here, maybe take out Bloody Mess and put in some more VATS critical perks, and I may play with that in the future. But for now, this is what's here, so this is what we're rolling with. And of course, we also have Serendipity because we usually run low health. So usually at low health, that's very helpful. Today, not so much unless we take a bunch of hits. And then, of course, we've got Starch Genes and Class Freak, so we can keep our mutations and not have very many negative effects from them. All right, this is enough chit-chat. Let's jump over to the Whitespring and start killing some things. All right, we'll sneak our way inside. We've always got that little trap there we want to avoid. And if you're lucky enough to have the tin cans here, make sure you grab those. They're a good source of lead for your ammo production. And for now, people are asleep, and we're already in danger. as we expected, this is not going to be super sneaky, and I'm not entirely shocked here that the overall power of this weapon is a bit lacking, but we could see there when we got to the tail end of the health bar, it jumped up and sped up the kill a little bit. Same thing there, took a few shots to get him down, so the weapon's doing what it's supposed to do, but being a laser pistol, it's just not that powerful. Okay, that one was fine. It's easy to kill things when they're not attacking you. And come on, come on, come on. And this, of course, is the other drawback to this weapon is because we take a lot of shots to kill things, we've got to reload very often. Hopefully that doesn't interfere too much. Let's sneak back into the corner here. There's usually one guy by the window that doesn't wake up with all the excitement. Okay, targeting an arm instead of a head doesn't help. Neither does targeting a torso instead of a head. That's a little better. And we are getting a decent number of criticals. That helps too. That's not counting. Damage doesn't help. Fingers crossed that once Steel Dawn comes out, that's improved. We'll see how that all works out. That's one of the other reasons I'm going to start titling things that way, because there might be some weapons that I want to revisit, so we'll see how that works, and that way we'll be able to really easily tell the difference in performance. Okay, there we go. So far, this thing's doing okay. Now, right now I'm getting sneak attacks, though. Okay, now I'm back in danger, so that's not going to last for long. So yeah, if I can manage to keep myself in caution or hidden and get some sneak attack damage, then this weapon's just fine. But without that, it's not amazing. My health is also dropped, so I'm going to do a little more damage from adrenal reaction, so that might be coloring our opinion here at least a little bit. I've always got one guy hiding down by the pool table. We'll maintain a little bit of distance and get some sneak attacks there. And let's head downstairs and clean up the rest of the place. Down here we need to be a little more careful. We know we'll attract attention. So we'll let those guys wake up and we're back in danger. We'll head outside. Yeah, you can see how weak that thing is without a sneak attack. Okay, close range helps. So the weapon's doing what it's supposed to do. It's just not, because it's a laser pistol, it's just not that good. But maybe it's also the fact that we're getting hit by fast-moving targets, and I think the pro shop's cleared out now. That's what I wanted. Upstairs here, it's harder for the big mobs to swarm on you because there's a lot of things in their way, a lot of chairs and tables. Down here, it's a lot easier for the enemy NPCs to navigate their way to you. And nobody hanging out behind the desk. What do we have back here? I didn't hear a Wendigo. Oh, we've got a glowing one. That's going to be scary. So there again, not doing enough damage here to kill these things quickly. We got full health though, so maybe we'll be okay. Let's let them come to us. And that one's just stuck in a wall. Come on, come on, come on. Get down to 40% health. Oh, this is bad. This is very, very bad. We're stuck in a reload. And we got staggered or something there, so yeah. This would be the downside to this weapon. We'll head back in and try and finish the job. But yeah, you can see there, needing to reload a lot is definitely a downside to this weapon. If you get something coming at you hard and you've got to reload in the middle, you've got to stim in the middle, you've got to sprint away, all those things will interrupt your reloads. And that can be a big challenge. But you could also see there, once we got him below 40% health, then things got a little better. So that'll do it for the Whitespring. Let's head to the deep. All right, making our way down the catwalk. We've got a commie in the distance. We've got some liberators landing. And they've got a little more armor than a ghoul, but there you can see again, you know, those first few shots only do so much. And then when we get down to the tail end of their health bar, it really drops. We do a lot more damage, so that's good. The weapon is doing what it's supposed to do. We can really see how the effect works, and there you can see when you can hit that Executioner with a critical, it does make a difference. Now we're back in hidden, and the Liberators are doing their silly thing where they hang out in the ceiling. So I think that animation from those cannons is supposed to simulate shooting Liberators at us, but really they're just waiting in the ceiling until we get closer. But, you know, nice way to dress that up a little bit, work with the engine you've got, Bethesda. Okay, so we're in danger, but we're still doing okay. Once we get, when we can combine criticals with the Executioner's effect, we can see some halfway decent damage numbers. That's not too bad. All right, we got a guy coming out the front. Not bad. And we're still in danger, so these are not sneak criticals. So criticals with Executioner seems to be doing the trick, or maybe the game's bugging out and that is sneak damage. I don't know. Let's run around back and see if we can find our favorite communist commander in power armor. He's usually hanging out back here. Let's get back into caution. Maybe we can land a sneak attack. And he's not here. Okay, that's interesting. Let's keep going around. We did make a lot of noise when we came in, so when you come in fast and loud, sometimes that makes these spawns run around. Yep, they're up front. So they were up there looking for us. Well, I don't see the power armor guy yet. Oh, nope, I hear more. Yep, there he is. Okay, so we got a whole crew coming over the rocks there. And you can see the difference that armor makes. Definitely a big difference, but Executioner helps us finish him off. So that's where the Executioner effect really comes in. You know, if you have a weapon that's going to kill things in 1 or 2 shots no matter what, then Executioners isn't very useful. But on a weapon like this, it definitely makes it better. This weapon is not great. It's underperforming, but that's not the fault of the legendary effect. The Executioner's effect is making it better. It's making things die quicker, especially if we can land some sneak attacks, because with a non-suppressed weapon, the more we shoot, the faster we get detected. So if we can kill a thing before it can detect us, that's good. So, you know, where normally we might take 2 or 3 sneak shots and probably get detected, now maybe we're getting, or rather 3 or 4, now we're getting 2 or 3, so that's a little better. And I'm still in caution, so there must be somebody up here. Yep, the power armor commander again. There's always 2 of those guys. And we took a pretty healthy hit there. Okay. But we did all right. So there we go. We're finished with the deep. Let's head off and take care of a behemoth. Now this one's going to be a challenge. We're not getting a ton of damage per shot. And this guy is big, tough, and strong. He's a big old tank. What can we do here? All right, we landed a sneak attack, and that's my goal here. I want to land a sneak attack and see if we can do a little extra damage to him using follow-through, and it does appear to have worked. So that's good. We got lots of headshots and critical shots. Okay, now we're in danger. That's not helpful. Let's run away. We'll use Escape Artist to get ourselves to safety. Otherwise, this guy will just be right on top of us, and that'll be no good. Okay, he's now below 40% health. So we should see an increase, but he is right on top of me. We gotta get away. Okay, run, 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 run. There we go, and there you could really see the jump in damage based on the Executioner effect. Definitely made it easier to kill him. Still not super excited about the laser pistol itself, but the legendary effect is helpful. It makes the weapon better. That's what it's for. Let's jump to a Fissure site and pick off some Scorched and see how much of a nightmare this will be against a Scorchbeast. All right, 1 Scorched down. So range definitely doesn't help us. Doesn't help us hit, doesn't help us do damage. But so far we're okay. Now we're in danger. I don't actually mind being in danger here because it's going to bring these guys closer. We've got health to handle a few hits, so that's okay. Executioner kicks in there. Lots of criticals firing off. Honestly, we're probably hitting with more of them than our little chime is indicating. Just a little hiccup getting stuck in Vats. Vats Pip-Boy stick. Alright, so far we're doing okay. Adrenaline is helping us boost up damage. And what can we do here? 59 on the head when we're in danger. And we've lost some health, but we're not low health, so we're not getting a ton of benefits from that. Alright, come on now. We just need to get you to 40%. Stay on the ground, Mr. Scorchbeast. There we go, and you can see it jump up to 88. That's the Executioner effect kicking in, and that definitely makes it easier to kill a big target like a Scorchbeast. So still, not in love with the weapon, but the effect is doing what it says on the tin. That's what we want. Let's head to Huntersville. Alright, so once we get here, we turn around and we've got some floaters. How will we do here? It actually does pretty decent damage against the floaters. Alright, yeah, we're doing okay there. They're not super tanky or anything, they're just a little dangerous. They're a lot more dangerous if you're running a low health build because of those damage over time effects. If you're running a full health build, floaters aren't really anything to be terrified of. Okay, we've got some action up here. Something's shooting. What do we have? Do we have a ghoul officer or something? Well, if we did, it's dead. Okay, Mutant Hound went down just fine. Not even bothering to sneak. And of course, that took quite a bit to take him down without that, but for now, we're just gonna see how things go. How you doing there, tough guy? Not so tough now. Alright, so yeah, we're just gonna go in guns blazing here. That might make sense. We're not gonna be able to maintain stealth, so let's just go in, hit loud, hit fast, hit as hard as we can, and rely on that Executioner's effect to kill these things quickly. But yeah, not loving how many shots it takes to take down a super mutant. That's definitely unimpressive. So Bethesda, even though the anti-armor effect now, or the tank killer effect still, now it works with pistols and it works to a point with energy weapons, it doesn't work well enough. We still need a little more attention there. These weapons are really cool, they're a lot of fun. There's no reason they should be this ineffective. But we'll talk about that more at the end. For now, we'll just kill what's left here, and the sound of that thing breaking was armor. If you didn't see it, it was not the gun. Energy weapons durability definitely also leaves a bit to be desired, but I think we'll be able to make it through our run without any trouble. Alright, and that's way in the distance there. That wasn't really what I was going for. We've got you up close and personal, and there again you can see that jump in damage. Executioner still works well. It frankly still seems like it's a multiplicative effect, which Bethesda, if you're watching this, that doesn't mean it needs to be quote-unquote fixed. The effect works well. It's doing what it says on the box. Nobody's going to complain about it. Don't change it. All right, where's this hound at? We only got a couple things to kill here, and then we'll get to some final thoughts. Where are you at? I hear you. I hear you howling. I hear you howling with the same sound of a sheep squatch. Yeah, I noticed that one. Don't think I didn't notice that. All right, so 60's up to 100. Executioner effect working well. And again, bigger damage at lower health. That's what we're going for with this weapon. At least when it decides to cooperate and count. And that's good timing. We've cleared out Huntersville, and I can see I've got the warning light there that the weapon is going to break soon. So let's talk conclusions. So what are my thoughts on this thing? Well, the legendary effect, the Executioner's effect, as I said, it did what it says on the box. On a weapon like this one that does lower damage per shot and takes anywhere from 4 to 10 shots to kill even average enemies, Executioners is a useful effect. It helps things go down faster, helps you get more power at the end of a longer engagement, and that's a good thing. Since the Wasteland adjustments, there are far fewer weapons that take things out in 1 or 2 hits. so Executioners is more valuable and more useful than it once was. The legendary effect isn't what caused us any trouble today. It was the weapon itself. Did we really struggle mightily anywhere along the way? Well, not really, but it's pretty obvious that this weapon wasn't anywhere close to as effective as any number of other less exotic choices. It's a shame that laser weapons are as weak as they are in Fallout 76. They're well designed, they have unique audio effects and animations, they feel great to run with. The problem is that they just don't do a very good job at killing things. There are some tweaks that could be made to the armor penetration math on these weapons. That would be a good place to start, but honestly, they just need a buff, or maybe some new perk cards, or perhaps even just a passive buff for damage with these weapons from having high intelligence. Maybe that would do the trick. I don't have all the answers there, but they need something. These weapons are far too cool and far too big a part of the Fallout aesthetic to just let them continue to underperform. Hopefully, we see some improvements at some point. With all that said, I'm happy with the Executioner's legendary effect. It did what it was supposed to do, and it made a terrible weapon a little less terrible. I can't fault it for that. But that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of today's video. As always, if you enjoyed this, found it useful, or anything in between, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and most importantly, subscribe so you don't miss any of the Fallout 76 content I upload every week on the channel. Till next time, I'm Fisty McRib.